Hello and welcome to the trade setup. In this video we are looking at Apple, and we have only been tracking really this latest movement to the upside, and that is because I could really count this movement, this whole movement, in a million different ways, and I could provide a million different support zones. But if we look at the actual structure of the chart and how it likes to behave, we only really had small corrections in many of these areas, and already the support zone from the top here would already be at 37% down at the first level. So yeah, I can quite confidently expect some upside from somewhere in the support zone, and if not, we do still have the yellow support zone, which would be a fallback scenario in this case. But at the moment we have been covering the white scenario, in which we are looking at the wave 4 correction, and yeah, we are looking at the support zone for this wave correction for an entry between $162.7 down to around $96.5. But yeah, in the previous video I have been covering this stock for a couple of times already. We have had this movement something like this, and I provided you this support zone, and it did hold a couple of times, and we needed it to complete this C wave to the upside with this fifth wave. But yeah, after that it turns out we actually failed directly, and yeah, I may have to consider that we completed this B wave here, although that would be not my preferred path at the moment. I would rather prefer that this B wave extends in this case, and yeah, this C wave is no longer valid because it is not a 5-wave move. There's no way I can count it as that. It could still be complete, maybe in a more complex correction in a WXY, but yeah, I am now firstly tracking a larger ABC, where maybe in this B wave we had something like an A overshooting B wave and now the C wave to the downside, and I can provide you a support zone for that B wave to the downside, although it would slightly vary depending on which of these tops I pick for the A wave. But let's assume maybe it was this top, and yeah, the support zone would be between $195 down to around $177.8 for this B wave. And let me also add a small interpretation of this movement here, and then I could see this as a wave 1 down and maybe a wave 2 here, and then here we could have another 1, 2, and then a larger third wave, a fourth and a fifth, and then a larger fourth and a fifth, and it could actually take us to the support zone. But yeah, if we actually consider this as a 1, 2, 3, I think we even already reached the required levels to consider the third wave complete. Yeah, we reached the ideal level of extension, but yeah, I think it may extend further than that in this case, at least based on how it looks at the moment. But yeah, anyway, this support zone no longer valid. The interpretation is now slightly different, and I am looking for a larger correction in this B wave, but then for more upside before we overall head lower in the C wave of the wave 4. Now, if this B wave already completed, I would expect an ideal target for the C wave, so also implicitly for the wave 4, at $140. Yeah, $140.50, around that. Anyway, remember, it doesn't have to get there and it doesn't have to stop there. I could realistically see it reach the first level of the support zone, the 23.6% retracement, and start immediately the reversal. I see Apple likes to do that quite often with its small corrections in some cases. But yeah, overall I am looking at this support zone, not necessarily for an entry but for guidance. And yeah, these are the levels. This is the trade setup. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, don't forget to subscribe and let me know what else you want me to cover, and I'll do my best to do that in the days and weeks ahead. I will keep you updated on this chart and the others that I'm covering. I am trying my best to keep all of them updated, but it is a bit difficult at times, so I apologize if I may take longer with some stocks, but yeah. Overall, I hope you have a nice day, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye bye.